everybody. Welcome to another Wisdom Wednesday. So if you have not watched the last 2 weeks of Wisdom Wednesday video that comes out Wednesday at 8 p.m. on Eastern Time, you do want to watch the last 2 weeks video, then it will make more sense to you. This is like a 3-part series. This is the third one. So the first one is about, I talk about the inner coach framework. This whole thing is under inner coach umbrella, where your inner critic is the person that tells you can conquer the world, and inner critic is the one that says you are not good enough. So you want to conquer the world, don't you? If you do, go back and watch 2 Wednesdays ago from now, the inner coach I talk about. The last Wednesday was about rich quadrant. This is the what. If your frequency from here, you want to go here, what all you need to do, that's about the rich quadrant. And this is called Mindfulness Triangle. So how you can go from here to here the fastest way possible is the secret, the Mindfulness Triangle. And this is different from what you'd hear from the self-help industry. So 2 years ago, if you're new here, my life collapsed. My 21 years of corporate career and my marriage was lost in the same month, November of 2023. And from there, I rebuilt my life. I had studied self-help for decades, and I was like, there's something missing because this is not working. And if you know my journey, you know. If not, you can watch. I had daily videos of journaling starting the Memorial Day of 2024, right? Daily videos like how I reinvented my life, and now I help people to reinvent their life after divorce. And some of my meetup events actually happens right here. This is the living room, and this is it used to be my daughter's playroom. Now she's going to be 10 soon, so she doesn't use it. But anyway, this is my startup garage. My living room is my startup garage. So I make some videos here. Plus, I have some fun meetup events. So if you're in Northern Virginia, this is in Ashburn, join our meetup. And there, all the people, it's like, you know, they are going through this journey. Some people are at the beginning, like separation, divorce, but some people are in the middle, some are at the end. But the whole point is we don't judge anybody. And it is where you live your most authentic life. And we help each other to grow, right? Because authenticity is the new sexy, trust me. Okay, so without going on that lane, we're going to talk about this today. How do you get from your this version to this version? So say you want, so in the rich quadrant, very briefly, it's an acronym. R is the relationship, I is the ideal life, your deepest desires and dreams, C is the career, H is the health. So say you want to, and the big focus I talk about is the ideal life, your deepest desires and dreams, because that is the intangible one that the self-help industry doesn't focus on. And that is the one that has the power to take away all of it. Trust my friend, because if you don't fill your cup, you know, shit is gonna hit the fan. Trust me, it happened to me, it happened to many people. So you gotta fill up your cup. So what happens is, in the self-help industry, you will always hear people will say that, oh, change your thinking. When you change your thinking, your life is going to change. Changing our thinking is not as simple, right? You know it, I know it. So I'll give you a second. Think of something challenging from last week. Do you think about it? Could you control your feeling? You could not. So they would tell you that thinking, feeling, action, all of this goes in circle. My concept is you cannot control your feeling. Thinking and feeling, they just come. They come from the ether, from God, from universe, whatever you call it as, right? Of course, your surrounding makes a big difference. But apart from that, if you think of the thoughts that come to your mind, where do they come from, right? So thinking and feeling goes hand in hand. So you cannot really change it. The biggest way you can change it, and I lived by it, I still live by it every single day, trust me, speaking. Speaking increases the probability of you taking that action. I still don't have the research numbers, someday I will. Like when you speak certain number of times, certain things, how much the probability goes up. I know that it goes up. You could try it and see. So for example, say after a divorce, after a long marriage, if you're divorced and you want to go out on a date, and then if you start talking about, at some point you're ready, right? 2 years, 4 years, whenever, somewhere you are ready, sometime you're ready. But if it is in the back of your mind, you're not going to do that, right? You're not going to do that. So you tell your friends, it's a random example, but you can use that example for anything, for going to the gym even, right? If you tell people that you are going to go out on a date, to 3 of your friends, the people you trust, they might push you to do that. Your emotion, your mindset might get ready for you to do that, right? Or, I don't know, you might pray so that you're ready to do that. But if you don't talk about it, it stays at the back of your mind and you never end up taking the action and you stay stuck. So it's not about just being here and here. It's about what do you want your life. Remember the ideal life. Again, if you're not able to follow that, go check out that video from last Wednesday. Also, you can go to my site, midlifereinvention.co, C-O, not .com, .co, midlifereinvention.co. It's right on my homepage. You will see this is like the secret that will unlock your potential, and you will be able to get to this place much faster. I lived through it. I know it. I lost, like I was in my rock bottom, my friends. This is from lived experience. This is not from a book or a podcast or anything. I have done so much research. Some things work and some things don't. And I took out what doesn't. And this teaching is 5 years of mastery. If you follow it closely, you can get there in 3 months. Literally in 3 months. But you got to do it every single day. Your mind can, you will surprise yourself. Trust me. If you don't believe me, watch some of my videos from 2024, early days, like June, July, August, and you will know what I'm talking about. Everything that I say is on my on my YouTube videos, and then where life was and where life now is all documented. Anyway, speaking. So I'm going to give you another very simple example, especially if you're a computer person, it's going to resonate with you. Think of this thinking. The whole thinking is your hard disk on a computer, right? And then the speaking is what is the RAM is, right? So hard disk has its thing, RAM has its thing, and whatever is in the RAM, it's quick to access, right? So that's the action. So whatever you are speaking is coming and storing in the RAM section. So if you're, and then you take the action, right? So it increases the probability. So say if you're not a computer person, let me think what I can, okay. So I'm going to give you a kitchen example. That's what my kitchen is. Kitchen example. So let's say, you have this. So I have some of this stuff. I have a bunch of dishes and a bunch of pots and pans that some are like really big. For example, one I have really big that I bought for stir fry, and I kind of put it in the basement because not everything fits in the kitchen because I have lots of different stuff in the kitchen. So sometime when I have to cook something big, I even forget, like literally it has happened to me, forget that there's this big pan I have down there in the basement. And that's the thing, when it is in the hard disk, you forget, right? But then something what is up here in the kitchen, if I think of it like it is right here, it's in the RAM, that's the point of RAM, like, so it's right visible right in front of you, then you end up using it, right? So that's where it comes to thinking, speaking, action. It's literally can change your life. So start speaking from where you want your life to look like. So say if you want a person, if you're dating after divorce, if you want a person whose, I don't know, love language matches your love language, because that is really, really important. I have covered that in several different videos. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. I'll let you know. You want ideally both of your love language to be matching to the person that you are going for, especially if you want a long-term relationship, because the whole relationship, I was having a conversation with somebody this morning, your whole relationship is going to look very, very different than the one you had if your love language matches versus if it doesn't. It makes a huge difference, right? And your values. So the values, there's a Brené Brown's value exercise. You do that, you will find top 3 of your values. So if your values, it doesn't have to fully match. If that matches, your love language matches, and you start talking about that, say you create a profile, you add those things. Because here's the thing, my friend, people are shy, and that comes from, like, you don't have to be shy to ask for what you want. You go for a job, don't you ask what the pay is going to be? Don't you ask how your work is going to be day to day, 9 to 5, or do you have to take night calls or what? You find out all these things for your job. Then why don't you want to find out all of this for your life, the life partner? You might be spending time with this person another 40, 50 years. Why wouldn't you ask for those things, right? So once you find those things out, put it on your profile, and then you talk about this. Literally, remember your life, how your life is going to look like when you have a person in your life where the life is going to be here, right? And it's not about that you are going to be 100% of the time you're happy and here you're most sad. Things will still happen. You will fall down here. But how quickly you can get back up here is the speaking. And I'm giving the example with dating, but it's not necessarily only for dating. It's for your work. It's for your health. It's for everything. You want to speak from where your life is here, because our normal human tendency is to get down here, because 75% of our mind is programmed for millions of years to live in the fight or flight response, right? So we have to constantly kind of train ourselves, and it becomes a habit, because in the beginning, if you keep doing it, depending on how frequently you do it, if you do it for a month, every single day, even if you miss 1 or 2 days a week, at the end of the month, it'll become like a habit. You'll feel the shift. And once you notice a little bit of shift, you will be more excited to do it. After 3 months, you'll be like, wow, this thing really works. After 6 months, you'll be like, you'll surprise yourself. And after 1 year, my friend, that's where the actual magic happens. You will be a completely different person. Like, my friends tell me that I am very different. Like, I don't even seem like the person before, and you can see it also in my older videos from 2024. And that is the whole point of reinvention, because after reinvention, you're supposed to become like a completely different person. That's why it's called reinvention. Otherwise, it'll be just called change. Just a little bit of change is not reinvention. Reinvention is like a rebirth, right? Rebirth. So with all that, again, thinking, speaking, action, catch yourself throughout the day. If you're getting into the negative talk to yourself, the inner critic is coming out. Oh, somebody said something in a meeting, or if your boss said you're not good enough for something, directly or indirectly or through a gesture, do not give more fuel to the fire here. Instead, think of this, the inner coach. What is it telling you? Look at the mirror. Tell yourself that you're good enough, because you are the only person. The fight is always between you versus you. And the way to win it, the fastest way, is speaking, through speaking. So speak to yourself. When you look at the mirror, that's your inner coach, and that is going to change your life, my friend. It did for me, and it is changing for many people in my community, in my meetup, YouTube. You can look at the YouTube comments from the early days. It's on my website. And if you go to the old videos, I have like over 1,400 videos now, I think. A lot of them are shorts, but long videos too. So I really, really, really wish good luck to you guys. If you're going through the challenging journey of after divorce recovery, know that life gets better. I was there, and I have gotten God's mercy, blessings, and I am here today, so I'm helping a lot of different people. This is really my calling. And this is not a faith-based channel, but I do cover some Bible verse coffee lounge videos on Sunday, and I welcome all faith for people to connect and see if those timeless stories from Bible connect with them, because it is all about get so deep into the belief, either if it is universe, higher power, whatever you call it, so there is no trace of doubt. Because when you get there, my friend, life becomes so beautiful, so beautiful. I wish there were like language I could say that will connect with you and me, so that you'd understand what I really mean. Okay, so with that, focus on your speaking. And if you want to go deep, go on my website, Reinvention.co, and then you will learn more about that. Also, I post blogs here and there related to this video, so go check out the blog page. You will learn more about these things if it interests you. So come back next Wednesday, and there are daily videos every day at 12 p.m. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Thank you. Bye.